Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
Hi.
Is anybody listening?
Yeah, this is from Colorful. I'm so far behind on all my other podcasts. After finally giving in to St. Monica's recommendation, I found myself swimming in a sea of Elizabeth and Andy and have left my other podcasts in the dust. I started at the beginning and just listened to you podcast for your new plaid couch. I love your banter and laugh out loud every episode. Andy, can you please do a tutorial on leasing a car? That's a big ask. I've never had one and was literally in the middle of considering it when I listened to the ep where you started talking about how much you love negotiating a lease. Sim, Elizabeth, I'm Sorry.
Aww,
the television show.
Amazing.
I just rewatched it. So good. You all are the best, and I'm dreading getting caught up and having to wait another week for an episode to drop.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. I have so many things to say about that review. Thank you, person.
So sweet. Leasing cars, you'll probably hear this on a follow-up episode because I think other people had asked. My first recommendation is just go to leasehacker.com. That's where I learned everything I know. And that's leasehacker, spelled LeaseHackr. There's no ER at the end, I believe.
Okay. We have friends. I mean, the word's gotten out. We have friends who have reached out and asked you to hold their hands through their car lease.
And I'm going to hold their hands. But
I hope you get to go with them.
Well, they're the first people that have put out, would you potentially come with us? And this could be like a new, listen, I could save them. We're not talking like $100. I could save them like $8,000.
I mean, and listen, obviously this one's pro bono, but this could be a side hustle for you where you take 10% of the savings. This is great.
Great. We're all looking about side hustles. I want to talk about, we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Wait, first of all, if anyone wants to support these yahoos, you can do it in a great way at patreon.com/nobody's listening right. We have tiers from $3 all the way up to 50. We have one Eckhart Tolle, I think, at 50. Wow. Thank you, Eckhart. And everyone gets the same bennies. Yeah. Which I love. Yeah. That was your idea. So
that was my horrible business idea.
But anyway, a lot of fun things going on over there. Yeah. Then the other thing I wanted to say about this quickly, thank you for the shout out to I'm Sorry. Yeah. So I'm putting together a pitch for a show. Yeah. I'm going to knock on wood because I really want this to happen. Yeah. And I was trying to think, when you pitch a show, you're like, it's Succession meets The Love Boat or whatever it is.
I'm listening.
Well, it's you pull from different shows to be to give people a sense of what they're walking into.
People have horrible imaginations.
Well, not the executives I'm pitching to. Obviously, it just helps kind of shape what's happening. Okay. So, but I was thinking, first of all, is it yucky to summon a show that I have worked on? Because there really isn't another show, and I wanted to ask your opinion, that I think encompasses what I'm Sorry did, and I'm so sad. I think people can watch I'm Sorry now on Max.
Oh, that's cool.
Seasons 1 and 2. We never got to make season 3, which is a devastation because it was hilarious.
What's the name of the studio exec that killed it? I'd like to shout them out right now.
So, anyway, it's a family. It's not family friendly. Don't get it twisted. You do not want to watch this in front of children. Yeah. But it's a family oriented show that is hilarious and I think relatable and raunchy and funny, but also very heart filled. And the family really cares about each other. Yeah. And I was like, I can't think of another show along those lines. A show like Modern Family, which we love, is something you could watch with kids. It's more networky, and it has the docu style element to it. Then I was thinking Schitt's Creek is a family that loves each other, but it's so, I mean, it's a very special show. I love Schitt's Creek so much. But to summon it, I feel like people automatically think of these kind of wacky characters that they somehow grounded into reality.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can you think of another show like I'm Sorry that I could use as a touchstone for my pitch?
Well, I mean, if I'm describing I'm Sorry, to me there's a huge Curb Your Enthusiasm DNA in I'm Sorry.
Yes.
So I might use that as a touchstone.
Right.
That's the first thing I think of, because when I think of I'm Sorry, I think of Curb.
The thing is, though, I need something that's about like a family who, you know, you're going through trials and tribulations with this family. There has to be conflict and there's humor, but the family at its core loves and cares about each other, which I don't think Curb.
It's not a family
It's
show.
not. Yeah, I don't know. Can you think of anything else?
I'm Sorry, sort of Modern Family.
I know. I mean, no shade against Modern Family. It's like our favorite show right now, but
it's a good one to watch.
I want
it
to be cooler.
Gotcha.
I'm pitching.
Do you hear that, Modern Family?
I'm pitching to like cool people, and I don't know what to wear. Should I wear a jumpsuit?
Well, I like what you're wearing now. What is this little outfit here? What do you call this?
This is just jeans and my what's it called? Like, what's that era?
Are you wearing two shirts, or is it sewn into the
school marm era?
Or is it sewn into the shirt?
It's sewn in.
It's cool.
It came like this.
Is it new?
No, I just like. Do you know? Have you ever heard "Shop Your Closet"?
Yeah, sure.
That's what I've been doing lately. And I found like pants that I'm excited about. Then I found pants that I am not excited about.
Donate them.
So you were going to say, based on this review,
what?
I cut you off.
You did. And to be honest, I've lost what it was. And
you seem jazzed about it.
I was really jazzed about it.
Look at that review.
That's okay.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Love negotiating a lease. I don't know. Gonna go with
side
people.
Hustles. It was about side
hustles. Support us on Patreon so we don't have to entertain these side hustles, because we get swept up in them and the ideas of them. They take up too much bandwidth. We need to get back to just what we do.
I have a potentially painful question for you.
Yeah.
How is your Ketchup Doc coming along?
Well, it's painful and it's not painful.
Oh.
Here's why it's not painful. I legitimately just have not had time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I legitimately feel like I have a pretty good excuse why I haven't submitted it to any festivals or anything like that yet. Two, though, here's the bummer part. Do I have as much gas in the tank for it?
This is I could have told you this the moment that you brought this up.
Yeah.
In fact, I was thinking it. This is going to be something you're hyping up. You were legitimately so excited about. And I apologize to all of the nobodies out there who took the time to reach out with their catch-up stories. You get engaged, everyone.
It's not that it's done yet, okay? You're right now sticking a stake in its heart. I'm here saying I just haven't had time to do it yet. It was on my to-do list today. I have it keep popping up. So it's like, don't forget, is today a day that I can put any time into it? Absolutely not. There literally isn't.
Sometimes you just have to make time.
Well, that is very, very true. But I'm so overwhelmed sometimes about the amount of stuff that I have to get done during the day.
Yeah.
Where you've noticed I have that dumb little, I feel bad that I wouldn't say that. I have that awesome little drum machine. Okay.
Yes, that you love.
That I love.
And you're playing with in bed at night.
And I'm taking it.
It's not like bongo drums. It's like what's this called?
Why the fuck would you even throw shade at people that like bongo drums? Well, you just said it's not like bongo drums.
No, because
what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with bongo drums. In fact, it's wonderful. I just said you're playing it in bed at night.
Oh,
you're not in bed playing bongo drums.
Got it.
What's that called?
It's a drum machine.
Is it digital or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an awesome little Roland TR-6S drum machine, and I love it. And it is so small that I can bring it into bed when after the kids go to sleep, I just want to play with my drum machine for like 10 minutes. Do you know how many times I wanted to play with that drum machine every day? It's right in front of me. I don't even have time to spend 10 minutes to just play with my drum machine.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, so great question. I like that you're holding me accountable to the Hunts documentary.
Are you calling it Hunts documentary?
No.
I think Ketchup documentary.
Love it. I will keep you updated on it. I promise. It's not dead yet.
I know.
Okay, so
I know.
But thank you.
Do you know what you know where you are on it?
Where am I?
Even though you have a ways to go, I think. Actually, I want to ask you,
yeah.
How much further do you have to go on it? Would you say if you were looking at the pie chart, what percentage is filled in?
The pie chart?
Or the whatever.
Okay, I'll tell you this much. I probably have a solid minute worth of, not footage. I have a lot more than a minute worth of footage. I have probably a solid minute of finished video.
Okay.
And I don't know if this video is a 5-minute video or a 20-minute video.
Oh, well, Andy. Okay, so you're like 25% in.
Yes.
Because you don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of documentaries. Sometimes you don't know what they are until you're in it.
What I was going to say is, when I take on a creative project, of course you have the excitement in the beginning. It's the honeymoon phase. You're jazzed about it. Then usually it's around like 80% in, though.
Yeah.
Where the kind of wind gets pulled out of your sails. And then it's just like a slog. And it's not about inspiration or motivation anymore. It's just about discipline. And unfortunately, I think you were there, but you're only 25% in. So you're going to have to discipline yourself through this.
No. Well, yes and no.
And you need to give yourself...
The fact of the matter is I have to be smart about how I'm spending some of my time. And I have not had the extra time to put to this. Okay?
You should give yourself a date that you want, but you shouldn't. First of all, a date to know what it is.
I'm not in a part of my life where I can do that yet. Okay.
Okay.
There's other stuff going on.
Okay.
That is unfortunately more important. But hey, maybe I'll find out that this documentary was the most important thing I've ever done too. I'm open to that too. Okay.
Okay.
So just leave me be here. Okay.
Okay.
This is gonna be so bad.
I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited.
I don't want you to see it.
What? No, this is all because I want it to happen so bad. And I do feel like you've made promises.
Hold on. Yeah. I don't think so. I think it's more about the promises.
No, I will be so disappointed in you, A, if it doesn't get made, and B, because I want to see it.
No, your disappointment will be that I said I would do it and I didn't do it. Period. That's your disappointment.
No, I really want to see it. I love your videos on Instagram and the TikTok.
Instagram. Ooh, we got another thing bubbling on TikTok. We're having fun these days. That's all. Speaking of, can I tell the audience about the fast food commercial that almost was for us?
Well, I didn't know it wasn't.
I just don't think it is. But maybe putting it out there.
Well, then I think we shouldn't talk about it.
I think it's funny if we talk about it.
No, I don't think so.
Not yet, until it's dead.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a fast food commercial if it's dead. I want to talk about it at some point.
Okay, I want confirmation that it's dead, but all we can say is we have been reached out to.
Wait, so this is staying in. I love that. Okay.
Someone has reached out to us from an advertising company, and they potentially want these 2 mugs on their fast food, what's it called? Digital commercial or something?
Like part of the digital campaign, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to say it in case we still don't know, like, are you listening right now? The person that suggested us? Like, are you behind the advertising company? And if so, why haven't we heard a yay or nay?
No, don't do that.
Why not?
You're coming in really aggressive. Like, it's very nice that this person thought of us.
That's true.
You're acting like you're mad at them.
Yeah, because we haven't heard yet.
But it doesn't... First of all, you did hear, and you basically were like, we wouldn't do it for... Well, we'll have to take this.
See, that's why I think this is really great. See, I am kind of, listen, it's my first fast food negotiation.
I think that someone from there is listening.
Then I want to say, hey, thanks for recommending us.
Yes, that's all we got to do.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. One real quick thing. I don't want to dwell here because I know you don't want this to turn into a grocery store podcast. I know that. Okay. But I do need to tell you something that happened to me and get your opinion on it.
Okay.
Okay. I was at the grocery store.
Okay. Okay.
I'm in line, checking out.
Yes. Self-checkout or with a... Okay.
Regular. I'm chatting up the person in front of me. We got a pretty nice rapport because she's asking the checkout person, do you guys have lighter fluid?
Oh, so she's hot? Is she hot? She have good tits and ass? You're just chatting up the person in front of you? She's looking for lighter fluid?
Yeah. Where did you get hot from lighter fluid?
She's making a fire or something.
Okay.
She's grilling. Ooh, I bet in a bikini.
All right, this was a tasty piece of ass, okay? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so the charcoal, lighter fluid, and all that stuff is within field of vision, like beyond
yes.
by
like
cigarettes and stuff.
Wall.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, it's right up there. And the checkout lady too, we both kind of point at the same time. And she's like, oh, not that kind of lighter fluid. And the checkout lady and I are like, well, what kind of lighter fluid is she talking about? Then it becomes clear she wants some like Zippo fluid.
For a Bunsen burner or something? Oh, is she a scientist? A hot scientist in a lab coat?
That would be like a gas hookup. She's looking for like Zippo.
Oh, she's a
fluid.
Smoker?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And I'm pretty confident she's a smoker. Okay.
Was it hard to hide your boner?
So I then take on the role of clarifying to the checkout lady, because the checkout lady's still confused, and rightfully so, because she just pointed at lighter fluid and the lady asked for lighter fluid. She's looking for a whole different thing. And I was like, oh no, she's looking for like the stuff that comes in the yellow bottle for like Zippos. And the lady is like, yes. And then the checkout lady's like, oh no, I don't think we have that. And then the lady's like, I don't know where you can find that these days. And I was like, you probably have to go to like a smoke shop or something. So we're chatting.
I hate this. I started off joking about it, but now I'm like, did you fuck her in the back room?
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you had a connection.
This is where the stories will converge from last week's episode about you helping the man with his bananas.
Yes.
You bought some man's bananas. Here's where it's going to come together. This is what happened next. Then she's checking out, and then all of a sudden, I kind of tune out at this point. We're done chit-chatting.
Thank God.
I'm getting my groceries organized on the conveyor belt. And she's short, money-wise.
Oh, not in stature.
No, oh no. Legs for days.
Okay.
So I overhear this interaction going, and then I'm also trying to not pay too much attention because I don't know the nature of the interaction, and I don't want to be too much of a looky-loo because, you know.
She's short, and she didn't even get her Zippo fluid.
Yes.
She's short with cash?
With cash.
Interesting.
And then so I kind of like look up at the checkout thing, and I see they do some stuff, and she's $5 short. So I'm thinking, am I gonna? No. Right.
So inappropriate.
Okay, great. Well, interesting that you're saying that. Okay.
Well, yeah, okay.
Are you just saying that because it's this woman that I have a rapport with? Like if it was an old man or an old lady, would you be like, oh, here's $5?
I hate to break it to you.
Tell me.
You were getting... She was talking to you because she's...
Oh, God, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This was all planned?
And also, like, listen, you know, I don't mean to sound yucky or anything, but I do think it's weird that she's asking about this other thing when $5 is a significant amount being short.
Okay, you don't know the whole story yet,
Okay,
but
go ahead. You were being used. Go ahead.
While I'm taking this all in, figuring out where am I going to be in this? Am I going to give this lady $5? I want to get going.
Do you have cash?
I do have cash. Well, she then looks at me and goes, "Sir, is there
the Zippo lady?
The Zippo lady.
Okay.
Sir, is there any chance you can loan me $5?
Loan you?
Hold on. God, you just hold on. Jesus.
Sorry.
Is there any way you can loan me $5? And then once I cash this lottery ticket that they have to do at the service desk, I'll pay you right back." And the checkout lady acknowledges it. I can't do the lottery ticket at this checkout. I got to walk you over to the service desk to do it.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do realize I'm feeling feisty today, and
It's okay. I like your feistiness.
She's $5 short, and she's buying a lotto ticket?
No, she has a winning ticket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's saying, "Hey, sir, is there any chance you could loan me $5? Then right after this transaction, I'm going to go cash this lottery ticket in this very store, just where you have to go, and then I'll pay you back." So I'm like, let me see if I have cash. And that's when I figure out if I had cash or not. And I did have $5. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So this is where it got weird, though. Then I'm like, part of me just wanted to leave because now I have to go with this woman while she cashes her lottery ticket. But then I thought also...
How did you know it was winning? Did she show you?
It was very clear to me that was legit.
It was a winner. Were you going to take her to chicken dinner?
Okay. It was clear that wasn't bullshit.
Okay.
So part of me just wanted to leave, but then I thought if I left, she was being so adamant. She was being very nice. I'm thank you so much. I'll pay you right back. I just have to do this. That I almost thought it would be almost I don't know what the right word is, but almost disrespectful if I left and was like, "Oh, you're not going to actually pay me back." Does that make any sense? Yeah. There was this feeling in that interaction.
Well, you had already committed to this, and for you to just be like, yeah, it implies that you weren't trusting her, but I'm also like, you just fucking met this lady and paid for her groceries. I don't know.
But she was $5 short. Anyways, I end up going to the service counter and getting my $5 from the lottery ticket.
Well, isn't that cute? Your first date up to the lotto ticket.
God, this is not what I was more curious what you would have done instead of you being so concerned about the BJ of it all and everything.
I just never have cash.
Oh, that's how you get around all that.
Yeah. But then I fear that she would be like, well, can we put...
You don't ever have cash? That's not safe.
I know.
You need to... I try to always have $60.
60?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then... Never mind. I don't need people to know about all that cash I'm carrying around.
Yeah, you just became a target.
$60.
When you pulled out that wad of $60, were you flipping through it?
They're like, clean up on aisle or checkout 4 after she saw that wad of money. We got a wet cleanup over here.
Gross.
Which is, they do call it a wet cleanup because that same trip, I heard the
they call
crash.
What a wet cleanup?
Well, I was talking about her, the woman, seeing my wad.
A woman being so sexually aroused that
yes, that is what I was talking about. But what I'm also talking about is I legitimately, there was something that broke and I heard the crash. Oh. And then I heard them get on and they were like, we have a wet cleanup in aisle 8. And I was like, oh yeah, you got to bring some extra tools to that cleanup.
Okay.
Let's move on from grocery store. But okay, real quick though, what would you have done?
I probably would have done what you did. I mean, I'm just giving you a hard time, but it does sound like, I don't know. And also, I'm painting a real picture of her. She's someone using a Zippo these days, walking around looking for lighter fluid. I don't know. And she's all up on your jock, and you're chatting, and she's like, yeah, that's what I mean. Wagging her boobies at you and stuff. Just
Wagging?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know why I'm feeling very possessive of you right now.
I welcome it. It's nice for a change. It's great. I'll take it.
Okay, can we talk about something that I have nothing to bring to the table? It's just a topic that I feel like you'll have a lot of to say about it.
Shoot.
The Citizens app.
Ugh. You're not on it.
I'm curious about it.
You don't need to ever be curious about it. It's horrendous.
But why? And also, how is it different from Nextdoor?
It's really funny that you brought this up because I have, especially in the last month, almost wanted to bring this up on the show, but I know you're not on the app.
So?
It is... So Nextdoor is the neighborhood app. Do you think everyone's familiar with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Nextdoor is kind of horrible and like it
People can be mean on it, but also sometimes you're like, hey, I have like 85 moving boxes that I don't want to just go throw away. And someone's like, I'll come get them. And sometimes it is nice and neighborly. Someone posted, like, I literally just watched 7 coyotes eat a full cat. That was this morning.
I went like...
a lot of coyotes.
Someone was like, does anyone have this like Mac OS operating install discs from like, 10 years ago? And I was like, I got that on a USB stick. I did that once.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Yeah. But so Citizen app is just this app that's basically tells you like what crime's going on in your area.
But isn't it useful sometimes when, we get a lot of helicopters and stuff above us that sometimes it's been like the helicopter light is coming into our backyard over and over again as they circle. And it's nice to know. And I feel like that's the first place you'll find out really what's going on.
I think that's the dream. I don't think from my experience, it's not necessarily the reality. So every time that happens to us, when we hear the helicopters or the sirens, the first thing I'll do is check Citizen app. And sometimes it's helpful, but here's the bigger problem is, let's say there's a bunch of action going on. I go to Citizen app and there is like something that's happening in real time. Mm-hmm. We had something recently happen, like actually near one of the grocery stores we go to recently. I
have to put the kibosh on the grocery
There's so much more I want to say about that particular incident, but I can't.
Why?
It's just so complicated.
Oh,
let's just say, for example, so it was like, oh, there's this thing going on at the grocery store. Then you go and you want info. This is the Citizen app. So it will have like, I think you have to pay money to be able to hear all the police radio stuff. But you don't have to pay money to see all the footage that citizens are just recording and uploading to the app when things are happening. I think
that's useful.
So in this particular case, there was like something going on in the grocery store. So then it's like, oh, I know that grocery store because I can recognize it. But it's like a bunch of different footage and you don't really know what's going on. And you see like sirens, flashing lights and stuff. So then you go to the comments and this is where it devolves. People are such pieces of shit. Mm-hmm. And there's no real info to be had. Because it might be like, let's say, worst case scenario, it's like suspect, has a gun or something. There's like a comment like that.
Yeah.
Then the next comment will be like some horrendous joke about the situation.
Hope he takes out all the blah, blah, blah who,
It can be,
all the assholes who don't put their carts away.
It could be, something like that. Or like, that's what you get for, parking in a handicap spot or something. Like just weird shit that you're like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
And it just seems like it's a bunch of trolls just trying to fuck with people that want to get real information and then make the other trolls laugh.
Well, it is interesting, speaking of trolls, if anyone has listened to the last few episodes, we talked about the crash test dummy thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you made a little video for that, which is lovely.
At Nobody's Listening Right on TikTok and Instagram.
And you were saying, and it's kind of gone viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
But you were saying like the comments, the difference between comments on TikTok versus YouTube.
Yes.
Like YouTube is just a cesspool. Now, TikTok also, because I read through a bunch of those comments, most, by and large, I'd say 85% of them are like...
real comments, right?
Real comments and like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Or like, my mom got into an accident and my dad walked away unscathed and she had whiplash or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then there are all these comments that are like, stupid feminist bullshit. And it's like, is it stupid feminism that we want to have the same survival rate?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And
it really goes to show I'm there have been so many cases where you find out who the troll is behind this situation. And it's like, it's a 13-year-old and a blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, are these people who are like younger and their brains haven't developed yet and they don't realize, I mean, we don't give a shit. I read those and I'm like, well, you're probably a naive kid who, for whatever reason in your life where you're getting hurt, you feel the need to lash out at others to like feel a sense of power or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But have no awareness of really how like sometimes, I mean, it doesn't affect us, but I think there are other people. And also it's like, if every comment is like, what a stupid bitch, like women drivers are,
Right.
That could probably get to you. But,
yeah.
But where was I going with this? It's interesting. I want you to speak to the difference in medium.
Yeah, for sure.
And like tone.
This is just from my personal experience so far. Instagram, we have the luxury, that's where our fans are, right?
Yeah.
So shout out there. And so we put up videos on Instagram. Most of the time, it's like, oh, those are our fans. Those are people that listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Great.
Love you.
TikTok, we're just getting off the ground. So it's a brand new thing, right?
To us.
And same with YouTube. You can, by the way, you can watch full episodes on YouTube if you want. So go check that out. Nobody's listening, right? What I have found, if we're just talking about the like short vertical videos that we make on Instagram, all fans, great.
Lovely comments.
TikTok, and I do believe, and maybe you can look this up, I think the TikTok user base skews towards women. I think it's like 70% women use TikTok, right? Which I think might account a lot.
60%. So not crazy.
Okay, but that's big versus, will you look up YouTube? Anyways, when we've had things go viral on TikTok, which we've had maybe three videos, I would say.
YouTube is 55% male.
Okay, great. The comments on TikTok just seem more like real and not as trolly and mean. Just and we're talking about, just in general. I would say they always feel that way.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Am I cutting you off?
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet. I'm sure you will be. Because I don't look at YouTube comments or anything.
And you don't ever need to.
Right. And you say you don't ever need to. And I'm like, are you screening comments where they're like, this dumb, ugly bitch, like should, get on her knees and suck my dick or something? Like, are you screening?
Are you reading my diary again?
No, but I'm like, are you like feeling protective of me? Because people, I mean, typically I think in those things on YouTube, if someone's seeing a video, they're going to come after me and not you.
I would say, well, yeah. Okay, so on YouTube, and again, I'm just talking about the shorts videos on YouTube. Our main big full-length videos that, like, let's be honest too, we would love for you to subscribe on YouTube. We'd love to have more fans over there, so we're not getting some of these. Great. And if people subscribing on our episode videos, those are fans, right? They're weighing in on what's happening there.
Yes,
this is the short videos that go out to strangers.
Let's say listeners. We don't know if they're fans.
Great point. Listeners. Hate watchers. Sometimes I would say yes, it just feels like it's gross male energy in the comments that are off-putting to me. And yeah, I would say that you probably would take that on more than me in these videos. I think like our people would attack you more. That's not to say that I don't get shit on YouTube in some of these videos too.
Have any of the comments gotten under your skin that were about me?
Yeah, I'm sure there's been a few that I've deleted.
What were they?
Oh, I don't know. None of them in a way, like, because I'm just like, who are these fucking dumb people? But I will say that most recent video of the female dummy, there's some that are still up there. Then like, they're just like me. They're just like mean, and like, you're just such a like. Who would take the time to do this? But
some of them also are like, I think like you're saying on YouTube, it's just so trolly and just outrageous.
Yeah.
But some of the comments on TikTok. And we talked about this with the cast iron skillet video, where it's like, you missed what it was. You know, a lot of people commented on like, she's the reason I hate talking to people, because she's like, why does she keep interrupting him, asking these stupid, idiotic questions, and not realizing other people would go, oh, she's helping clarify it so that someone listening will know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. But anyway, it's just, I think also realizing some of those people are very young. Some of those people haven't had the privilege of getting a good education and can't, trying to, unfortunately aren't critically thinking the way that, because some of the comments on the driver's one, the crash test dummy one, was like, well, what do they think would be different?
Right.
And it's like, so much. Like, how can you not think that a car would be manufactured differently? Like, people actually have to choose the safety of the type of person who's going to be in this car.
Yeah.
And if most people are female drivers, like most drivers are female.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make sense? Like, it should have been the reverse, where they're all female crash test dummies. And, it should be both, obviously. And also, there are no kid crash test dummies, which is bananas.
Are you sure about that?
Someone commented that, so no, I'm not.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen them, and they really test the car seats. There's a lot of testing done
testing
on
on car
stuff.
seats is happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
No, but yeah, it is interesting. But also there is this like vibe of, it's such a great example, the video we put out about the crash test dummy, which is like they're just now are female crash test dummies, and the clip I think is interesting, and then it's kind of funny at the end. There's like a little joke at the end.
Okay, it's kind of gross.
What?
You're like patting yourself on the back.
Well, but I'm saying...
The clip I made, I think you're...
No, but I think it's informational and it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Right? But
it's a winner.
Why that's important, though, is... And maybe a lot of these people didn't watch the whole clip and they just see the beginning of it. There's like so many comments on YouTube that it feels like men just being like defensive and like assholes. Right?
Well, they don't like anyone ever calling out. I mean, in this case, it's actually just... calling out that women haven't been accounted for in the safety of cars. And all these men, I think, are coming in being like, well, they're weak and dumb, and they're probably worse drivers anyway, and they're probably making the men driving crash because they're getting all emotional. Wasn't that a comment?
Yeah.
Women are getting all emotional and making the men drivers crash, so, like, they shouldn't be protected or something.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's very fascinating.
I feel like we're in this, like, nice bubble where pretty much everyone around us is a feminist and, wants equality and all of this stuff. And also, I think a lot of that comes with having a certain amount of privilege and education and exposure to different cultures and different types of people. We are not really aware all the time of what's out there. And I think sometimes when we get glimpses into this, it's like shocking to us that people are like this, because it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's
weird, though. I feel like I like to say, and it's probably hard to have any sort of real, what's the word? Objective view of this. That's not quite it. But if I saw a video that was like that was about, hey, guess what? They just invented a female crash dummy. I'd be like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Not like, well, the fuck that. Like, these women are fucking weak. Fuck them. Like, I don't understand. Like, to me, it's like, oh, that's interesting. They're mad
that they are actually making female crash
Why would
dummies?
They ever do that? Our dummies are fine. I just don't understand the defensiveness of it. Anyway, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Okay. Oh. Someone messaged me, and I was curious. Any Cosmo updates?
Oh, where did you see that? I saw that somewhere too.
I don't remember.
No. Okay.
So for any new nobodies, Cosmo was a robot that Andy ordered for our kids 3 years ago now, almost.
I think 3 Christmases ago.
And it was like, pre-order this thing. It's coming, and it's the second gen of this other little robot guy named Vector that we already had. And our
Your
kids...
facts are a little messed up there. Cosmo was actually invented first, then Vector came out, but we have Vector.
Okay.
But then the company went bust, and a new company was like, we're going to make these robots.
Okay, so everyone's super jazzed. Not cheap. I think it was $200.
Yeah.
And ever since then, what's his name? The CEO of this company has been emailing Andy every few months or so.
He's not emailing me.
But like
I'm
on the list.
I'm on the email list.
Idiots who pre-ordered this. And the excuses of why this thing hasn't...
It's like he's making a Hunts documentary.
It's his Hunts documentary. But he's actually, I think he's like Elizabeth Holmesing this, where he
got in too deep.
He got in too deep, and now he's making these excuses like, well, we were going to ship it out, but then we realized like we could make his vision so much better. And so we've created a whole new lab to... It's always excuses.
Here's where I'm at with all of it.
Okay.
At this point, there's part of me just wants to see what happens. Will this robot ever fucking show up?
No.
Probably not.
We're 3 years in.
We're 3 years in. It's probably that our money's long gone.
Well, no,
They're
I think we could
disappear.
do a class action lawsuit.
Well, so here, that gets to the other thing. The other thing is I've been like, do I send the email to start the dialogue where I want a refund? And then is there something there where this is my follow-up to my Hunts documentary, right? But then I'm like, am I that guy? Am I that guy that wants to like harm these nerds that just wanted to revive a beloved robot?
Yeah. At this point, I think it's okay. I don't think they don't have anything to like tear down. Do you know what I mean?
But so it's like, then why am I going after them?
I don't think it's going after them. I think it's an interesting,
because I do want to expose the bullshit.
No.
Know?
I think it's also interesting of how, like, I would be curious, like, how did this all fall apart? Or was it truly just like Elizabeth Holmesing making these like great promises that he truly believed he could live up to given an amount of time and money, and then, I'm so curious.
Yeah,
it's interesting, and it would be interesting talking to employees who worked for him. What if we find out there are no employees? I'm curious.
If you work at Digital Dream Labs, hit us up.
Okay, I'm curious how much money they made off of the pre-orders.
Me too.
Okay. Well, anyway.
But I
don't think you need to commit to another documentary.
Okay, let me just ask you this, though.
Okay.
Should I ask for a refund to just see what happens then? Like, I would just to see what chain of events that starts. Like, do they respond? Because I would love to know the bullshit that they feed me.
Well, I think you should wait until you're like, if you... again, this is funny based on our earlier conversation about your Ketchup documentary. I think you can wait a bit. Nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Wait until you've decided whether or not you're going to do this. I think if you are making a documentary in 3 years about this, then you would send that email to see.
But can I tell you something else that I've had
Do we want our money back?
Well, that's what I've had the thought of.
It would be nice.
Well, I'd like the $200 back, but at the same time, if I sent the email and asked for the refund and they just sent a refund like that day, I'd kind of be like, oh.
I know.
Like it would be over, right?
Yeah.
I want it to be
You want some hullabaloo.
Anyways, we ordered that robot 3 years ago. We're still waiting for that fucking robot.
Okay. You're so angry.
I'm so angry.
For good reason, I guess. For good reason.
Oh, speaking of updates, someone did ask you a perfume update, and I've noticed you moved the perfume into the bathroom, and I haven't smelled you wearing the perfume. What's your perfume update?
I love it so much, and a wonderful nobody actually sent me the real deal.
Ooh, that's sick.
But what I will say is you really fucking got in my head. I don't feel like I can ever spray it. I don't think I can put it on because you're like, whoa, it's too intense.
I
It's
really like the
overwhelming.
smell of it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this again, it feels like a rehash of our spinach artichoke dip.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think you realize that maybe I put too much weight into like your fearless feedback, but all I heard from the artichoke dip was you didn't like it because it was too lemony. I'm not taking like, and this is actually on you. You don't lean into it was so good. I love it. I'd love to try it with a little less lemon. You just come at me with it was too lemony. The fragrance, you're just sensitive, as am I, to perfumes and stuff. And I sprayed it on me once on the interior of her home. And you had a like conniption fit about it wasn't that's not fair.
That's not fair, is it? Let's be real.
You asked me if I could only spray it outside because it's too...
Yeah, it was the smell was in the house all day for me.
Which
so
I'm
I appreciate
like,
you spraying it outside.
Why does that matter? If you like the smell, who cares?
Because it's there's a difference.
Okay.
I think.
Well,
but so it's me. I've ruined your excitement about it. Oh well, I'm giving you just.
I'll wear it tomorrow night. We're going out. Or wait, Saturday night.
Nice. Wear it.
Okay.
I love that.
Great. But I love it.
Okay.
I do. You know what I was thinking about when we were talking about that lighter fluid hoe? It's your wonderful, lovely ex. This was weird. We were watching TV in bed.
Yeah.
We're not like big Family Feud watchers.
We've gone through phases.
No.
Oh, yeah. Remember when we were obsessed when like Paul and June they kind of introduced it to us? Like shortly after Steve Harvey had taken over.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
There were some times.
For like a little bit.
Yeah.
Why were we watching it?
We weren't. We were watching something else and it like auto played after.
But what was weird was I feel like there was something else we were watching. There was something about, we were either talking about Idaho or we were talking about something that then when this came on, it was a little like, what the fuck? Do you remember what I'm talking about? Okay. Well, it's almost like it was on our minds. I don't know. And then Family Feud comes on.
Yeah.
And it was like Celebrity Family Feud. We have a few friends who have done this.
Yeah. So, Paul and June, I think, have done it, right?
Yep. Paul and June.
Who else has done it?
I think Kulop was doing something, and Lauren and Mike, a lot of people.
They did Celebrity Family Feud?
Yeah.
I have to see that.
Okay. We will.
Okay.
But this came on, and it was, well, I can't say who the other person was, because are we still keeping this under wraps?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. So it's Pete Holmes, who, I was going to see him.
That's what it was. Or had you just seen him? I think you just said seen him.
I just seen him at Largo.
Yeah.
And
that's what's crazy. It came on. It was like, what? Pete Holmes? I just saw him like 2 nights before. Yeah.
It was Pete Holmes. And then across the stage, if it isn't Genevieve, she is there with her husband and her family. She's adorable. And she's your ex-girlfriend.
Sure.
She's the one who was on the billboards in Times Square when I left the worst audition of my life.
Right.
Feeling like I just wanted to crawl into the sewer tunnels and call it a day.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and saw her billowing beautiful hair and a horse.
With a beautiful mane.
With a beautiful mane.
I believe the show was called Wildfire on ABC Family, streaming now.
Yes. Anyway, that was wild. And so what was it like for you watching her? Like, did it all come rushing back to you and you're like, those are her mannerisms. There's her voice. She's so charming.
No.
Oh.
That's a really great question.
Thank you.
It was, no. It's almost like I didn't recognize her. And I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. It's like,
Well, it's been, it's been 25 years.
No, but I think like
more maybe.
But yeah, I didn't really have any thoughts of that at all. Like, oh, that's her. Yeah, it was more just funny that her family was on that show in that moment.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
And we thought it was pretty funny. Like it seemed funny.
Yeah.
And then we were watching it.
Yeah.
I did make note, like her husband was so tall, and for some reason I kind of thought she might roll with a short king.
Well,
so that's a little disappointing.
Is that so? This brings us to another thing. It sounds like there's not even that much to mine here. It was just an interesting thing.
It was super weird. And we got a good chuckle out of it.
And also, I think Pete was very funny.
Very funny
in that episode.
Yeah.
The short king thing. When she dated you were probably pretty short.
Yeah. And she's short.
Okay.
Yeah.
You identify as a shorter man.
Mm-hmm.
When I think you were totally average.
Clip it.
But like, honestly, I feel like you're defensive of short men. And listen, all bodies are beautiful, all sizes, statures, everything. But the way you talk about things, like just bringing this up and kind of being like, it sounds like there was maybe even a little bit of resentment that she ended up with this towering, oak. And you're like, I'm almost disappointed in her because I would have thought she's one of the ones who would be kind of on our team.
Yeah.
But you're not short. Now,
Right.
You also have lied about your height on like driver's licenses and whatnot, where you were
what
like,
are you doing right now?
How tall do you think you are?
Okay. I know now that I'm 5'8.5".
Okay. You had
on
it
my
at
driver's
5'9".
license. I think it probably still says that. When I just updated it, I probably kept it at 5'9".
But you're the perfect height for me. I'm 5'4", whereas I was 5'5". You noticed I shrank.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I do think maybe them taking the disc stuff out shrank me down a bit.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact I was like either 5'5" or just like a centimeter under 5'5". Okay. Now I am 5'4".
Okay.
Which is like, I'm moving through the world at a different place. And you have even noticed, you'll comment on how short I am.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's like I really changed.
Sure.
I wonder if I thought that didn't happen until you're like in your 80s and your bone density is kind of
sure, yeah, you
changing.
Get smaller. Yeah.
But here I am, 5'4", rocking it.
I wonder.
With my 5'8.5" king.
I know you're saying average. To me, I think average height would be 5'10".
Really?
Yeah.
Let's look it up. Average height.
Do American man.
For a red-blooded American man.
Yeah.
Average is about 5'9".
Okay.
Now, should we do American woman?
Sure.
This might be beautiful. What if we both find out we're
totally average?
5'4".
There you go.
That's so great.
But you like to point out that I'm not 5'9". I'm a little below the average. And I think I have since when I was a young gun and I hit puberty in
How old were you really? Like when you first found a pubic hair?
I don't know.
Is that what comes first for men?
I really don't know.
I think it is for women usually. Girls. Young girls.
I don't know.
But
and I don't know the answer to that.
You don't?
I don't.
It's something you waited for so long for and you don't know when like that joyous moment was that you were like, oh, it is happening to me?
I don't.
Was it, I mean, can you guesstimate? Are we talking 14 or are we talking 18?
I don't remember. I really don't.
Okay.
I know that like I really didn't have like my growth spurt until kind of like senior year, freshman year of college.
Okay, and
I was small.
I know. No, you were. I do have a question for you. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of icky and maybe TMI, but you've made jokes in the past of like you didn't have your man's penis yet. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious about that. Is that a thing that like fully happens in puberty? Like, say, over the span of a year, like in 1 year, you still have kind of like a child's penis, and then a year later, you have a man's penis?
I don't know.
Well, but
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a great question.
You
I
keep
don't
telling
know.
me I'm
part
full
of this.
them.
I guess I've like blocked some of this out. I don't know. I was really late to the game, and let's not get off track. I think that's why I was very short for so many years, and I think maybe that's why I identify with the short kings of the world a little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you dumped me and started dating.
Dump is not the word for like. Okay, go ahead.
Let's just, but because I'm keeping it casual.
I know, but so casual. We have 20 years and 2 children and a home and a cabin and like I'm not dumping you.
Okay.
I'm coming in and I'm like, I'm splitting you open, sternum to dick, and I'm like gutting you. I mean, dumping sounds so like, oh, she dumped me. I'm going to go, let's go get about burgers.
Gutting me?
Like if I would hope at this point in time, if I came to you and I'm like, hey, I'm done.
Uh-huh.
It's not like, oh, she dumped me. Like, can we go get a milkshake? It's like, this is earth shattering.
What are you talking about getting a milkshake after someone's dumped? What are you talking about? Okay, let me give you a different example. I'm dead. Okay? You like this better?
No.
Okay, well, this is what we're doing now. I'm dead, and then you start dating after a suitable amount of time elapses.
An older man or like
no. Someone that's like 6'4", I would be rolling over in my fucking grave. Yeah. I'm not down with that.
What's the max height I can go to?
You?
With your approval, your deceased approval.
Because I also don't want you dating a short guy, because then I would always wonder, like, wait, did she
have a type?
Yeah.
If she saw me as short? Yeah. I don't. I'm saying right now I don't.
Yeah. I don't want to think about you dating anybody else.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's okay.
Okay.
Anyways, but that's why I think sometimes I celebrate the short kings of the world, and I like this short king moment we're having.
King. At
I
first
just love the short king memes.
Stop it.
I love there's short king parties.
Stop it.
Did you know there's short king parties where you have to be like under 5'7" to be let into the party, and then it's just all these tall girls? How awesome is that?
Wait,
they didn't have that when I was in high school.
Do the girls have to be a certain height?
That's a great question, and I think probably. I'm going to say yes.
I love that. That's great. Well, I don't like, I feel like you can't say short king again.
Okay. I might have gotten it out of my system.
Great. Okay. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
Good night.